Hey there, flashlight fanatics. Thought I'd give you guys a demonstration on how to use the firmware that comes with the lights that I build. The firmware is a Guppydrv Dual Clicky Firmware with Moonlight and memory. It's got 22 modes. 11 of those modes is with memory, and 11 of them is without memory. Pretty much the same exact mode, just one with memory, one without memory, and sometimes they will flip the selection to where what you go. Let me show you guys demonstration here. So number two it says, or number one it says 2%, 25%, 100% with memory, but then mode group number two says 100%, 25%, 2% without memory. So some of these things are almost the exact same. They just flip flop around. Is what it is. And also, without the memory selected, so if you go to a mode group number two, it's going to default. Let's say you shut it off at 25%. So when you turn it back on, it's going to default right back to the very first setting in that mode group. So let's say you turn it off at 25%, it jumps down to 100%. This guy here, if you stop it at 100%, it should default right back down to 2%, and you have to restart through the mode groups. Very good personalization for this firmware. So you get 22 programmable modes. Let me show you guys this. You guys can pause it if you like. There we go. And then pause this section here and screenshot it if you like. These are the hard copies that come with the lights that I build. I just fold this thing up really tiny, stuff it in the package. Inside the light, most lights, let me see if I can find it really quick. I don't know if I can. Whoops, hitting the camera. So when you guys get a light from me that are like this convoy right here, some of these packages are going to be like a lot smaller and smaller. But in these convoy ones right here, which is the colored ones, I just built this one yesterday. This thing works great too. The firmware hard copy is actually in the lid. So it's stuffed up inside there. There you go, you know where it's at. You open it up, you'll be like, where the heck's my thing at? Just be sure to look inside the lid right here. If you guys get the thrower or hunting light from me that I build, these are obviously just the small stock square boxes or rectangular boxes these things come in. There's really no room to put the firmware inside the hard copy inside of it, so I will stick it inside the actual mailing box itself. But I want to show you guys how this thing works and stuff like that. So right now I'm in 100%. Let me switch back to low so I don't blind you guys too much. So right now I'm in, I think, firmware or mode group 21, which is all the lights I build. They will come preset in mode group 21 because it's my favorite mode group. I just love it. It comes with, it's 2%, 15%, 50%, and 100%. So right now it's 2, 15, 50, and 100. And then back down to 2, stuff like that. So how to change the mode groups is you have to half press the tail switch once the light's on. Once the light's on, half press the tail switch 8 times really fast until it starts to blink. Once you let go of the 8th time, it should start blinking. Once it starts to blink, you have like 5 to 8 seconds to put in the mode group that you want to go to. So let's say I want to go to mode group 2. I have to half press it 2 times after it starts blinking. So let's do this right now, really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Starting to blink. And I half press it 1, 2. Boom, there we go. It starts flashing. Now this is 100%, 25%, 2%, and there's no memory in this. So if I stop at 25%, turn off the light, let's see if it defaults right back to the very first setting in the group. Yep, right to 100%. So there we go. Now this firmware does have Moonlight mode. During the day, literally, the Moonlight mode is very, very, very hard to see. It's pretty much pointless during the day. So once it's at nighttime, you have your night vision. You don't want to ruin it, and you want to, still kind of see where you're going, but not be very bright. Moonlight's definitely the option for you because it's not bright at all, really. So I'll show you guys. I'll go to let's go to mode group 17. So turn this guy back on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then go 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Boom, that's Moonlight. So you guys can see it on here, on my hand. There you go. I'm not sure if this thing's like 1 lumen or a half a lumen or something, but it is very, very weak. Let me see if I turn lights off, see if we can see it at night. There, lights off. So there's your Moonlight. It's actually brighter in the screen right now because my eyes are not adjusted to the light, but it's brighter on the actual screen right now than it is in person because my eyes are not adjusted to the night vision. So there we go. That's what you get. I mean, you guys can see. You guys will be able to read no problem. You could probably use this to walk to the restroom. I'm not sure. Get a midnight snack, whatever. Don't want to bother nobody. But so it does work. It's just not. Oops. Turn the light on. It's just not very, very bright at all. Now there is a couple mode groups in here that have strobe and beacon. There is no SOS in any of these mode groups in this firmware, but the beacon is pretty cool. So I want to show you guys the beacon. It's going to be in mode group number 3. So let's go to mode group number 3 really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Boom. We're in 3 right now. This one does have memory. So right now it's 2%, 25%, 100%. Now I'm going to give you guys a strobe warning. So strobe come up right now. So that's the strobe. It is pretty crazy. It's definitely crazy at night and definitely crazy on my hand right now. So now we're in beacon. It actually has like a brighter moonlight, and every I'd say about 5 seconds it'll flash. Let's see if it's 5 seconds. Boom. Yep, every 5 seconds it'll flash, and it keeps this moonlight mode on right here. So I'm not sure if that's to guide you or get people's attention. I don't know. I'm not quite sure why the moonlight's there, but it is pretty cool. So that does work. I'm going to default right back to my mode group 21 again, which is my favorite mode group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoops. Let me do that one more time. Stop. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So mode group 21, 2%, 15%, 50%, and 100%, and it's memory too. So turn it back on, boom, in memory. So what we want to do now is show you guys how to set the turbo timer. Now, if you guys do get this light here, the Convoy S2 with the triple in it, this thing does get extremely hot after about 20 to 30 seconds on full high. So you want to set your turbo timer, which your turbo is obviously going to be 100%. You want to set that timer down to however long you want it to be before it's too hot for you. So I'll show you guys how to set the turbo timer. So you go back into the programming mode by pressing it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It starts blinking. Press it 30 times now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. It should jump to high. Once it jumps to high, however long you have this light on for, that's how long the turbo is going to, or the turbo setting is going to be set at. Excuse me, sorry guys. So now when I turn it on to high, it should step down at the same amount of time. And you can tell right now it's already starting to step down. It'll step down to 50%. It's still stepping down, still stepping down, still stepping down. Pretty much 50% right now. Turn it off. Turn it back on 100%. And then now it should start slowly dripping down, going down, going down. So boom, it defaults down to 55%. Or 50%, sorry. So there we go, at 50%. So that's definitely a must when it comes to the Convoy S2 Plus triple right here. I call it the Triclops. The thing's a beast. Let's see. So right now that's Moonlight with this guy here. You can't see it. Let me turn the lights off again. There you go, now you can see it. This is more of a floody light, so it's going to be more of a floody moonlight, which kind of sucks. but you do have the option for the Moonlight. So which one group am I in right now? I'm probably in 17. So Moonlight, 5%, 15%, 50%, and then 100%. This thing is all flood, really no hot spot at all. This light is super bright, like ridiculously bright. So this thing's an awesome floodlight. If you want to see something, I mean, if you're walking through the woods, walking down the street, stuff like that, walking your dog, you want to see everything to the right and the left of you while you're walking, this thing has a great spill. Let me turn it down just, whoops, sorry. Let me turn it down just a little bit so you guys can see. Turn the light off, there you go. So you guys can see the spill on this thing here. I mean, the flood, it just goes out everywhere. I mean, it's got a slight hot spot until it, you know, it floats a little bit further away, but this thing has almost like a 90-degree angle on both sides. So very good floody light, very bright, as you guys seen probably from the videos I posted before on this light. Extremely bright light. So this is a neutral tint, so what you see once the camera adjusts to it is what you guys are going to see basically in person. Nice and neutral. Great light. Love it. There we go. Also, this one right here is my hunting light. It's got a Cree XPG2 green LED emitter in it. This thing is pretty much a thrower too, and it is it throws just as far as this guy does, with a small little dinky emitter in it. But it's, I mean, you can see a donut in it right now, just sitting like this. Come on and focus. There you go. You can see a donut right here. No donut in this one, obviously. I lift it up 1 meter, so 3 feet. Donut goes away. But the hot spot's nice and bright. Great light. So that is the firmware, the Guppydrv Dual Clicky Firmware with Moonlight and memory mode in it. Everybody gets a hard copy of this, like I said, with the lights. I also message everybody a copy that purchases a light. That way, if they happen to lose the hard copy, they can refer back to the message, and they'll have the copy of it right there. So until the next light, see you guys later.